Well, here we go, episode 34 of the Hunting Land Man podcast. And before I even get going, we've been basically a little bit over a year with the podcast now. I would like to hear, actually it's been a good bit over a year, almost 2 years. If we do change the intro up, somebody put in some comments somewhere, what do you think a good intro would be? Of course we like the turkeys gobbling and all that, but maybe it's time to change it up. All right, episode 34 of the Hunting Land Man podcast, as always, brought to you by Southern Ag Credit. I literally am talking to these guys every day about financing land, working with our clients, and they do a great job. So, hey, if you hadn't checked them out, Southern Ag Credit, right now interest rates are high, but, you date the interest rate and marry the property. Interest rates will come down. So what if you pay okay, look at it like this. Let's say you're paying $4,000 a year right now for you, and then you're paying another $4,000 a year maybe for a family member to be in a hunting camp. I would be willing to bet most of the time that extra you're paying for the hunting camp could have paid that extra interest rate till it goes down. Boom, we fixed your problems. Come see us tomorrow. We'll sell you some land. All right, this episode 34 I thought was a good topic. Does it matter what time of year you sell your land or buy your land? Okay. Typically, I'll tell you the cycle of, our market. Okay, so if we do, we'll start on January 1st. During deer season, all through deer season, always a good time. And people think, oh man, people buying during hunting season, I figured they'd be hunting. Nope, doesn't slow down one bit. It rocks and rolls. If there is a peak, I would say just after deer season, or the end of deer season, just after deer season, and just before deer season. That's probably our peaks. Now, the last couple of years, there's been hardly any peaks and valleys. It's been straight go, 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 go. And that's because, Southern States Realty, our local market, we've done a good job, which kept us go, go, going. The reason right after deer season, I feel like it picks up, people unsatisfied with their deer season, unsatisfied with their hunting place. They're upgrading, they're downgrading. They got together with family members at Christmas and decided, hey, it's time to sell the place. It's time to upgrade the place. It's time to downgrade the place. A lot of reflection, I guess, done during that time. And usually, you're talking about February, March, even into April, you're still seeing a lot of deer sign. Leaves are off the trees.
Food plots are green.
A lot, besides, turkey hunting, there's not a lot of things going on for a lot of our guys. They're not hunting and things like that. So it's a good time to look at land. Now, what happens in May and June and July is the same thing that happens to me and my family. You get to go into the beach, you get to fishing, you get to baseballing or pick your sport, and hunting is out of your mind. If there is a slowdown in our time, it's during that. There's not a sense of urgency. Now, sooner as July gets over, what happens? Guy's sitting at work. The guy he's been playing golf or fishing with all year, he says, hey, man, listen, it's the first week in August. Hey, let's go fishing this weekend. Let's go play golf. Let's go do such and such. And he says, man, I'm going to hunting camp. It's time to get ready. And he says, God, dog, I got to buy me a place. I've been telling myself I'm going to buy me a place. And he gets online, huntinglandman.net, checks us out, and we go sell him a tract of land. So, August to September is really a peak, and then as we get into deer season, it keeps rocking and rolling. Also, it's outdoor TV. The new seasons come out in third quarter.
I was gonna mention that.
Cameraman Caleb, because we're all like that. It's like the new episodes come out, you get fired up about deer season. People start shooting their bows. It gets in the brain, if you will. It's 100%. I'll say this. It's like a drug. I mean, you give me the day turkey season starts at daylight, I'm like a drug addict. I've never been a drug addict, but I can't say it could be any worse than that, than that addiction I have to that. So that's the cycle of our market. Okay. When do you want to put your tract of land on the market? If I say, it's never really a bad time, because if it's a good property, it's going to sell fast, especially in this current market. But if I had to say a great time, right before deer season, during or after is all good times. If there was a time maybe I strayed away from, maybe during the slow time, you wouldn't want your property to get market rust for other reasons, but I really don't think it matters. Fresh deer pictures help sell a place. So like if you could put your property on the market in March and we have pictures of deer in February that are alive, they'll be hunting next year. Or on the other foot, if we're getting pictures of velvet deer in August and September and we're putting your property on the market, people, you take one of the big question marks out of the equation, and the big question mark, can I grow a big deer here? Well, if you're looking at pictures of him, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've even had on some places people go sit deer stands during the season so they can see what's going on. I've taken people turkey hunting on places because they were, hey, is there some turkeys out here? So I've done a little bit of all of that. Getting back where our market is right now, it's right now a good time to put your property in the market. Okay, we're in the deer season, about to come into February. So yes, current state of the market couldn't be more wide open. We contracted another good one this week, 135 acres and a camp in Amite County. It was just went on the market with another realtor and sold really fast, almost full asking price. Already got the appraisal done, already got the home inspection done, and working on the title work now. So we are rocking and rolling with that. And you know why that went so fast? Southern Ag Credit. Just saying. Didn't have to wait on anybody for appraisals. They do them in-house. Alex actually came and met with my buyer at my office and went through the whole procedure, and it's actually like the fastest deal ever. So it's working out real good. Caleb and I are leaving here in just a little bit, and we're going to show a share of Southside. Then I'm going to leave Caleb, and I'm going to meet with New Rhyme. We're working on a new listing up in north of Jackson, so excited about that big listing, a really, really big listing. And we've got a lot of stuff working. The problem right now for us is an inventory problem, which comes back to our title. When's a good time of year to sell your land? When there's an inventory problem, it's supply and demand. It is no different than Z71 pickup trucks. If there's very few on the lot, when you go up there, you get very few to choose from. And that is the current state of the market right now. Got some stuff we're working on in Wilson County to get on the market, some pretty decent stuff. Got some off-market stuff. That's something, sometimes we have sellers calls and say, Slade, I really don't want to market my property, but I'd love to hear you sell it. How do you hear about those properties? You call me, you text me, Slade, you got anything? Get on our email list. Say that one more time. Get on our email list. If you ever say, God dog, Slade, it seems like you sell all your properties as soon as they come on the market, or they sell before they ever really hit the market. You know why? Because of my email list. The people on there, they get the advantage of hearing about stuff. And look, I talked to a client this week, and listen, and this is not an excuse. This is just fact. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you talk to me a lot, hey, what you got going on, Slade, and stuff like that, man, I have no problem with that. You're not going to aggravate me. And I can keep you up to date. If there's 15 people, no, let's say that again. If there's 50 people in my phone looking for 100 to 200 acres with a pond and a camp in Wilson County, I can't remember all of them. I got them all in my phone, and I still can't go and remember all of them. But if you, once, twice a month, once a week, text me, call me, hey, Slade, anything new? I mean, a lot of times I'll have to hurt your feelings. No, nothing like that. But when it does come about, you'll be first in mind. I guess I'd say this: help me help you, and that's not an excuse. That's my job for me to keep up with you. But it's literally everybody looking for that perfect track. So it's and we're checking off boxes every day: showings, listings, closings. We're checking off those boxes so we can only get to so many things. And the squeaky wheel will get the grease via stay in touch with me or Caleb. And that's why I've got Caleb. That's why I've got Ryan and Lori and Melissa, all the people on our team, because it gives us more phone calls a day, more hours in a day, and that way we can keep. I'm constantly sending stuff to Caleb, like right now. Hey, call this guy, email this guy, stay in touch with this guy. All right, I got my little list here of things that we're going to kind of do a fast podcast today. We got a show in, but we wanted to keep y'all up to date what's going on. All right, today is January the 26th. Assuming we got this on the interwebs by the end of the week. Deer season ends where I'm at on January 31st. Now, some of Louisiana and Mississippi does go till February 15th. I think I've only ever hunted in February one time. Usually we're trying to get work going so good unless I got a freezer to top off, which I do, and I'm relying on my beautiful bride, who's hunting a big deer this afternoon with Caleb, and my little boy Bentley this weekend. To one deer would be okay, 2 deer would be better to top off. I dropped off some deer for some meat for burritos yesterday. I'd like to get a little bit more burritos and some boudin. And if you're out there not from the South and you're wondering what boudin is, it's good. If you ever come to Louisiana, Mississippi, southern Mississippi, maybe parts of Texas, Alabama, get you some boudin. But, hold on, let me say this. If you buy it outside of Louisiana, make sure it says Louisiana on the package. Fair enough? Yeah. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, like Alabama and even the Panhandle of Florida is so influenced a lot of times by Cajun culture. It's like, for instance, right here in Mississippi at Vines right there, they got some dang good boudin. Where does it come from? Right across the line. All right. We're in the deer season. Our deer are still chasing. Somebody sent me a video of a big deer they're letting go, chasing yesterday hard. He was limping, chasing, doing all the things. I'll show you the video later. Big one. Anyway, the deer, if I was hunting nice 4-year-olds, we could whack them everywhere right now. But at this point in the season, we're like, okay, let's let these deer make it, man, and we're going to be hunting good ones next year. The deer Lori's hunting this afternoon is a 5-year-old. Hey, worst case scenario, we don't get him. He's a 6-year-old right here at the house. Be fun to hunt old deer like that. Next year, he's not a giant. The deer that me and Caleb are targeting, we were actually going to hunt him this morning, and with work and everything, it just logistically wasn't going to work out. So we did not go hunt him. He did not come anyway. Let me check this camera while we're talking about this. But he's inconsistent. We are going to hunt him before the end of the season. What is this on the camera? A dog. That doesn't help. That does not help. Let's see what came to the other camera. A fuzzy, looks like a doe. But we're going to hunt him before the end of the season, and he's just tough. It is on a tract of land to have for sale, so worst case scenario, you got a big giant 6 or 7-year-old to hunt next year that will be on camera in February, hopefully if we don't kill him or the neighbor doesn't kill him in the next couple of days. He has been daylighting a little bit, but very, very inconsistent, no patterns, no nothing. And bow hunting, it just makes it a little tough. And now if you're just going to cross stand with a rifle, it does make it a little bit easier. But bow hunting and trying to predict where we can get him within 40 or 50 yards is pretty tough. All right. Turkey season. All right. Middle of March, we're going to start turkey season. This year, we will, of course, be hunting Mississippi and Louisiana. We're going to do... We're going to do Missouri and Iowa again. Maybe do something else, who knows. We're very busy with real estate. And the thing about us and traveling these days with family is we get to hunt every day in Mississippi. I hunt every day but Sunday. So it's not like I'm ever missing out. And I don't have to pull the trigger. So if I am fortunate enough early season to get my 3 tags filled, it's not like I can't go with somebody else, which is fine. And then we go and hunt our properties in Missouri and jump over the Iowa line and get us one over there. If you are planning on going to Iowa, the draw is right now. So don't forget that for the Iowa turkey season. You do have to draw a tag up there, which is also something pretty cool we do up there is that muzzleloader shotgun. And you say, muzzleloader shotgun? It's actually cool because when you pull the trigger, you're not 100% sure it's going to go off and smoke goes everywhere. It's pretty cool. And you only get one shot.
That's like Cub last year. He shot. He said, "Did you get him?" He said, "I don't know." Yeah, that thing's pretty cool to watch.
All right, what else do I have on my list? All right, let's look. We kind of talk more about selling right now. Let's talk about buying in the time of year. Okay, everybody makes the mistake of, well, if you buy in September or somewhere in August, September, you either got to be working all the deer season or you got to buy a turnkey. Okay, nothing wrong with buying turnkey. It's the number one thing that sells. But if you want to have more options and maybe save a little money, you can save a little money by not buying turnkey. Do a little sweat equity. All right, if you're going to do that and you don't want to be working all of deer season, you would rather want to be hunting deer in deer season, you need to buy now. February, March, into the late spring, you still got time if we're going to get a camp built or move a camp in there or build food plots. maybe if you wanted to get some summer food plots in, if you want to do some turkey hunting, there's a lot of reasons to buy now. We usually get a little fresh inventory right after deer season, which is now and coming up. So it's a good time to buy. And you just, if you can get those, if you can get those feeders out, if you can get those mineral blocks out in the summer or early spring, or you can get your deer herd established, get those deer used to coming in there, especially if you build new food plots or something like that, and you're not in such a rush. Enjoy the process. Anybody that's ever developed a lot of land, like myself and my family and a lot of my clients, the process is so fun. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, it was fun building this place. I kind of want to do it all over again. That's so you don't have to rush the process. We can meet with different contractors if they're building, ponds or plots or the camp, and we can take our time and do it right. That's why you would want to buy now. Now, so many of my clients out there, for Southwest Mississippi, it's not necessarily about time. It is the right property coming to the market, and I get that. That's really more the problem than anything. But all things remaining equal, we're talking about time right now. The right properties coming on the market. When you're looking for that, you kind of we got to get creative right now. And what I mean by that, there's not a lot on the market. So let's say you said, I want something 100 acres. Oh man, I really want a pond and a camp. Okay, well, let's say Slade can find you that 100 acres, but it doesn't have a pond or it doesn't have a camp. But it's got a little bottom that would be great for a pond, and it's got a beautiful campsite with power close. It's easier for me to fix your problems than to find the perfect tract of land.
Yeah.
And today's time, this is a good topic right here. In today's time, people pay for turnkey. What I mean by that is, even if the camps, like the one we sold this week, is gently used, it was only 5 years old, really nice camp, they paid what it would cost to build because of immediacy. So it wouldn't cost you anymore to build yourself, and you can do it how you want to. And you say, Slade, I don't want to go through the trouble of all that. We have people that can take care of that. And what I mean by that is, you go meet with the building contractor 2 or 3 times, let them take care of it. You just go check in, get pictures, things like that. You don't have to be immediately part of the process. These modular homes. My buddy Wade McCants over there sells trailer and modular homes, which so many of our clients are doing. You can go look at it on the lot, get your dirt work done, and there's not a lot of, besides picking out your furniture, there's not a whole lot to think about. So there's options, and if you fix the problems of the camp and the pond, but we find the tract of land. So in a market where, what you don't want to do is you say, okay, I'm looking for the perfect, like I said, 100 acres with the camp or the creek or whatever. And what if it takes 5 years for me to find that for you, or 10 or 2 or whatever? How much time are you missing out with family, friends, yourself? I mean, you only go around this big world once. Maybe if you find a good property and says this will work for now, maybe that's the goal. Everybody thinks they got to have this perfect property that checks all these boxes. In reality, what ends up happening is the time they bring their families up there and cook gumbo and watch the LSU game, or cook crawfish, or take the kid to shoot their first 8-point, and I didn't say 150-inch deer. I said their first deer, those are the things that end up mattering now. Us macho men, we got to better shoot 5-year-old deer with our bows. I get it. That's the tract of land I want too. But right here, and I'm practicing when I'm preaching right here. One of our best hunts of the year is Bentley right up here, and that's where Lori's going to the same food plot this afternoon. If Lori kills that buck this afternoon, that'd be one of the highlights of my season, and it didn't have anything to do with me having the perfect tract of land that I can only bow hunt 5-year-old deer. It's where I wanted to build my family, and checked a lot of other boxes too. So get creative, in a low inventory market.
Circling back to the topic of time too, I think a lot of people don't understand just because they haven't been around enough of it. And this is something that I've learned just from running around with you in the last year. It doesn't take a lot of time to be able to do those things to the place that you just bought. Like a lot of people think, if I buy this place and I have to do all this dirt work, I have to build food plots, and I have to, make the road systems better. I have to put a camp there. They think, that's just going to take really long too. Not really. That all can happen kind of fast if you allow it to, and it's really kind of opened my eyes to, if like investors and developers, I've never understood how they do it so quickly, but now I see it, so it doesn't take as long as you think doing that stuff either.
Yeah, I mean, and we have so many good people that work with us, and we take care of them, and they take care of us. They treat our clients differently. They get out to our projects fast. They do a good job. And so yesterday we were meeting with a potential new sponsor. We're excited about if it ends up working out. And what we were saying was, we'd only if I send you a contact, it's somebody that has done work for me. So if I send you a dozer guy, it's somebody that I've paid before with my own money. If I send you a building contractor, it's somebody I've paid before, or a client of mine has paid before and we've been satisfied with our own money. So I'm not just sending you people that they gave me a card one day in the store. These are people we use. And so I think that's important. And look, if anybody I ever send to one of my clients doesn't do a good job, it's going to be a first. I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but we stand behind the people we send. Like Caleb said, these things don't take time. Look, let's say average place we sell around here, 100, 200 acres. We can do a whole lot of dozer work in 2 weeks.
Oh, you can do the whole place in twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so you can do a whole lot. With good weather, you can do a whole lot of work fast. The reasons also I had on my list to buy now, with utilities, that sometimes that takes time because you're waiting on the power company, but all things that we can help with. I've got Southwest EPA and Energy's, the engineers' cell phone numbers in my phone because we've done this enough that, we work like that. We don't call the 1-800 number. All things that the Hunting Land Man team, we can help with. We started on this a while ago. We're going to end this thing here in just a minute. We started on this a while ago. Turkey season's coming up. The turkeys I've already seen are heading to their springtime destinations. Turkeys are showing up on cameras they hadn't been showing up on, which is cool. I've heard people talking about them gobbling. I'm not one that goes and listen all February for where they're gobbling. I'll go a couple days before the season because where they are now may not be where they are in February anyway. And plus, we got stuff to do. Burning. We got a lot of wet weather here lately. So if you get a couple days, if you're going to do some burning, if you go ahead and get them burned now, those green little shoots will be up right after the first turkey season, and them turkeys will be in there like crazy. They can find that burnt ground if they're easing around looking for their springtime habitats and things. I don't hunt over feeders, but if you keep your feeders going after deer season, you can usually find your turkeys too. We of course don't hunt over it or don't condone hunting turkeys. Now, deer, different story, but turkeys over corn. But I believe one ought to be yelped up in a food plot away from any feed or whatever, and gobble his brains out. And the last thought goes his head is a number 5. That's my preferred way of watching him die. But I'm trying to think of other things people can do. Start working on your turkey calls. If there's places, this is something. If there's places that somebody lets you turkey hunt, man, be appreciative of that. Go help those people out. Bring them some deer meat and do something to improve their land. Be appreciative of that. There's so much. People don't get permission to turkey hunt places maybe like they did 30 years ago, and it's probably a lot to do with people not being as good of people. If it's old man that lets you hunt his field or whatever, man, go do something for him. Go clip his field. Go bring him some firewood on his next couple cold days. All things that will make your turkey hunting better and make you a better human in general. Which turkey hunting probably does make you a better human.
Any kind of hunting makes you a better human.
Amen. Well, I think that's about it. We're headed to Southside, and then I'm headed north of Jackson, so we got a busy day. Hopefully, Lori will get her big buck this afternoon and shoot straight, and hopefully Bentley will get him one with his new rifle this evening. Let me see. Anything else we hadn't talked about, Caleb?
Oh, a couple new episodes coming out.
Yes.
We have...
I didn't write it on my list.
Yeah, we've got a couple of new episodes that'll be out soon, so be on the lookout for those. One episode that we're going to be shooting here soon is, just educating you on timber. So look, any questions you have about timber, whether, how to see value in timber, how to get max value in timber, how to know when to cut, how to cut, any kind of questions you have about timber, reach out to us, let us know. We're going to be writing those down and trying to answer all of those questions in the episode.
Yeah, and any episode you'd like to see us shoot, I have a guy that wants me to shoot a podcast on buying land with partners, good, bad, ugly. We're going to do that. That's coming up. Episodes we have coming up, we have the next one is Missouri, which we think is going to be a super strong episode. So much content, great hunting, great characters on the show, of course.
Yep.
So that's going to be and that's going to have Ryan's kill and my kill, Ryan's bow hunt and my bow hunt in Missouri, at the Wolf Lodge on Locust Creek. And then we're going to have the Kansas episode where I actually killed the biggest deer of my life, 183 inch. I think he had 19 scoreable points, but a really fun hunt and two really, really big bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me say it like this. Watch me kill the biggest buck of my life and pass the biggest buck of my life all in the same day.
Mm-hmm. True.
And you'll have to watch for more. If you've been watching our Instagram reels, you'll see the giant we had to pass up and go back and look. Somebody's pulling up their Instagram right now and saying, what is he talking about? Oh, yeah, that's him. Anyway, we're going to sell some land. Y'all have a blessed day. If you're not following us on social media, check us out, Hunting Land Man, on pretty much everything. If you're looking for land, get on our email list. We're not going to aggravate you. We're sending you land. We're sending you land. We're sending you updates about when it's time to pay your taxes. I mean, we do about one a week. We're not aggravating you. And if you don't like it, just hit delete and move on to the next one. When you see 100 acres in Wilson County with a camp and a pond and a creek, you can open it up then. And maybe that's coming soon. But if you're not on the email list, it'll probably be sold by the time you see it online.